Hello there everybody and welcome to my quick boss guide for the Queen Spider in Necesse. So for this boss, it's the second boss out there, there's a couple of things that you can do that will make this boss fight really a breeze. To begin with, I recommend to have either one of two armor sets. I personally love the spider set at this point of the game. You know, I'm referring to the things that you have access to at this point of the game. Or alternatively, you could go for the frost gear if you are not so invested into summons. The advantage of the frost gear is that you have a little bit of more of the armor stat. The advantage of the spider gear is that you have altogether more damage and more summons. The other thing that I strongly recommend if you go down the summon path is to pick up a magic branch or I don't know if it's an aware magic branch, whatever. You find these in the ice caves. This gives you these little snowman guys. If you are into a summoning build and if you have a balanced foci or a summoning foci, you really do kick some serious butt with that setup. So the last thing that I would recommend to have is a solid, sturdy ranged weapon. A well-enchanted heavy hammer does so, but I personally am a big fan of the Blood Volley spell. This can be upgraded from the Vampire's Blood Bolt spell via Void Shards and Batwings. The Batwings are from the Vampires, and if you are not aware, the Void Shards can be harvested in the dungeon. You can create yourself also a Blood Bolt spell if you don't have one to begin with, out of books and Batwings that you also find at the dungeon. So this one is a really nifty little spell. So, for the sake of demonstration, I'm going to run this without any potions, as a proof of concept, so to speak, but feel free for yourself to boost yourself up with health regen potions, or you should always have health and mana potions in your pocket if you run mana. And also very helpful is a resistance potion to decrease the damage of the spider. And yeah, the rest is up to you. The other point of preparation is get yourself some free territory. You can find the summoning royal eggs out there in the open, but I personally am recommending much more to craft yourself one, as this really only costs you a couple of easily attainable resources, which allows you to choose where to fight the boss. The free territory will help you a lot in kiting the boss and fighting the boss, and, well, yeah. I'm showcasing this out of the summoner's perspective. A ranged fighter or melee fighter would very much fight same-ish, just with a different damage output. Alright, there's not that much of a difference. Let's get this boss summoned. What I start with is I hover over my magic branch so I can mark the boss when the battle begins. So, Royal Egg is beaten up like this. Boss spawns. So, spider comes, I right click her so my little snowman guys go crazy on that. And here comes the Blood Bolt barrage. The spider has a pattern of summoning either hatchlings or doing dash attacks at you, or just roaming weirdly around. But as you see, the spider is allowed to just walk into terrain where it can reside. That is why you need that free space. So here you saw a triple dash attack, and here you see again the summoning attack. As a third thing, what this thing does, it spits out these red squares on the ground, which hurt you when you stand in there, so don't stand in there. I highly recommend either a dash trinket or a charge trinket, and pressing Q here for a quick health potion. And as you see here, this time the spider was chilling out in a corner where I wasn't able to hit her. Y button for fresh mana, so you don't have to do that manually. And when the spider falls below 25%, she's pretty much enraged. This is the point where you really need to DPS up, because all she does, she all of a sudden does in a pretty tripled up speed, it feels like. And it gets harder to avoid that beast, and it gets harder to fight it. So, yeah. Keep that in mind when you're fighting this thing. And, yeah. Here goes the loot. We got ourselves a nice soundtrack. I don't need that twice. And that's that. The more potions you use, the easier it gets if you have trouble dodging that thing. I mean, I practiced this now a little bit, so it might be a little bit harder on your end, or easier because you're better at that. I don't know. But I hope this does help you out. As you saw here, it would have been even beneficial to have stripped down these walls here, for the sake of a larger arena. This also showcases nicely why it ain't that smart to fight this thing out in the open. So if you don't want to use summons and you want to rely on ranged weapons, I would strongly recommend using Blood Volley, but as the game is tailored, summons are so stupidly powerful that, yeah, grab yourself that branch if you want to make it easy, or challenge yourself with other methods of beating that thing if you feel like you want some challenge. But currently, as it stands, in my humble opinion, these snowball tossing guys here are the best ways and means to do so. I don't recommend the spider staff as the melee spider Z's. They really don't stick that well to the spider unless she's spawning her new kin. That is a very, very short amount of damage uptime. This here is much better. Alright, enough said. I don't really want to say more about this boss when it comes down to fighting that thing. Farming this thing, well, the most important item that you can get from the Queen Spider is the Spider Charm, as this, no, not the Spider Charm, sorry, yeah, the Spider Charm. As the, no, I misread that, I'm sorry here, this is just the enchantment. Never mind me, I misread the tough enchantment for the actual trinkets effect. No, the items here, I really love the Frost Piercer a lot, as this gives you sentient bullets that float around you, that do this, which are really, really cool, but apart from that, well, the items, all except for the sword, are pretty cool that the queen's dropping. You also have a web gun that slows the enemy, but altogether, well, there's nothing too exciting about these. The spider trinket here can be upgraded later, and this is again one of the reasons why I personally am hamstering all these. So that's that. Thanks for watching, going for the next bosses in the next guide as well. Thanks for being around. Drop me your comments down below if you have any other strategies that you might want to recommend to other people that you can use, or if you have any add-ons, whatever, questions, be my guest. Leave a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and feel free to support me via the given ways and means in the description box. Many thanks for all of you who do, and many thanks for watching this video until the very end. Appreciate it, and see you around.